Hey guys, Nishant here. Today you're joining me on a commentary of a certain race that I recorded yesterday. These are Ferrari 312Ts on the Nurburgring Grand Prix track. The Ferrari 312T was the 1975 to 1980 race car for Ferrari, driven by people by the likes of Niki Lauda. So I'm gonna commentate over this race. I decided to make this video because this race was really interesting. This is a public server race in Assetto Corsa, and so yeah, the race is gonna start soon, and we'll talk more about the car and the track later in the video. So the race is gonna start really soon. Like I'm not sure because I can't see the 3, 2, 1 countdown. It's gonna start probably in 3, 2, 1 right now. These cars have tons of wheel spin off launch, and as you can see at the back of the order, there's tons of crashes. Welcome to public server racing. There's literally no discipline. On to T1. I am in car number 6, as you can see right now, right here, car number 6, and on to T1. The guy on number 4, he just locks up and performs the flashy drift. I move to the outside to avoid crashes, but then I get punted anyway, and I get punted to the extreme right of the track onto the grass, and I spin the hell out. I couldn't do anything. They just rammed into me. And then at this moment, you're just like, either I get back in and fight for my race, or I just get out and just give up. I decided to go back in. And it was kind of an unsafe entry, but you gotta do what you gotta do in a public server race. If you don't, they're gonna punt you out, and you're never gonna get a chance to recover the places you lost. There's people spinning out left and right and crashing here and there. And as you can see, the guy on the left, he just decides to like cut me off and like punt into me to make me crash. Thankfully, I have the car control it takes. So yeah. In this corner, I try to overtake the dude, but he just blocks me. My pace is much faster because I tuned the car to my liking, and that's the way it should be tuned. No one's tune is perfect. It's just up to you. More on the tune later. Back to the race. First lap is the most interesting. Here I try to pull off an overtake, but I brake way too late, locking up the brakes and giving this guy a position. And now the guy who just crashed, he just cuts in front of me. So my overtake maneuver is completely destroyed, and the guy to my left gets a chance. But I'm gonna pull off a double overtake anyway. So yeah, there you go, the double overtake. This corner, this S-bend is called the Schumacher S-bend. And as you can see, the guys behind me just crashed. Back to the track, the Schumacher S-bend. It was named in honor of the great Michael Schumacher. So yeah, I just overtook those guys and they just crashed into each other, and this is when the race begins to get interesting. That was all action. Action aside, here's when the skill takes place. That guy that was some good defense driving. He just swerved in front of me just to like block me from getting his line. So I'm just gonna tailgate him until I can get like on a slipstream straight into the apex. This is like a dive bomb, but he couldn't do anything about it. He could not do anything. I was much faster, and I just had the luck. Like if I could have locked up and just gone straight out, but I didn't. So thank God for that. So yeah, lap 1 complete. Lap 2, there's crashed people here and there. There's people behind me putting pressure on me. There's people in front of me that I need to overtake. So I'm back to number 6 where I started. Don't believe this leaderboard because it's kind of messed up, and on the replay settings it doesn't do too well. I have the leaderboard to the left, gears and speed in the middle, and pedals to the right. So yeah, back to the race. The guy behind me is trying a really good job at like catching up. So I just have to like fend off the stress, and then as you can see, the guy just crashed. I dodged him in the last moment, but the guy behind me was so engrossed in just catching up with me, he completely ignored that and plowed into him. So this just gives me some breathing room. So yeah, let's talk about the car. This is the car that Ferrari officially raced during 1975 to 1980s, raced most famously by Niki Lauda. This car makes around 510 horsepower from a Boxer 12, which is basically a flat V12, like a 180 degree flat 12. Doesn't make much torque, but the power is peaky. It comes right up top. And the transmission is a 5-speed manual with the clutch. Even though on the pedals to the right of the screen you can't see the clutch pedal, but trust me, it's there, and it's really hard to control. This car is like an oversized go-kart, to be honest. There's no real aerodynamics. It's just 2 wings stuck up which do almost nothing to the grip of the car. It's all about the double wishbone and the mechanical grip that the car has. It's basically an aluminium tub with a huge engine stuck on it. So yeah, the car is like 510 horsepower, which is quite a lot, but not too much in F1 terms, and it is slower than the modern cars by a lot, but it's much more fun to drive. The car just keeps sliding. This car is like the perfect harmony between the driver and the car because, well, this is a really overused term, but hear me out. This car doesn't like, it's not like you're turning through the steering wheel. You're not heaving the steering to turn the car around. It's more like a gentle play of the brake and the accelerator to get the car turned in or turned out. A little bit more accelerator to get a little understeer, brakes to get it turned in. As you can see, and you have to get the downshifts perfect. The rev match has to be right. Otherwise, you're gonna lock the rear tires and you get a moment of oversteer, like I just did in the corner, in the last corner over there. Lap 2 complete, and there's a laggy boy on the left trying to get into the track, but thankfully he doesn't crash into me. Back to the first turn, down to first gear, and take it quite easy. I'm not going in too hot, because if I go in too hot, it's literally a one-way ticket to destination screwed. Yeah, back to turn 2, taking it decently in second gear. Second gear is fine for that, and down to first, the guy in front of me just like goes straight out. I can't tell who is lapped and who is not, because this race is a chaos, and the leaderboard is not really in real time, and the real time doesn't show places. So Assetto Corsa, what you gonna do? Yeah, so the guy behind me doesn't really put much pressure for now, but later on the race it gets really interesting. I make a few mistakes and then that guy just stays on my butt. So this corner is supposed to be taken in first gear really, but for some reason I had been doing it in second gear. I realized my realized my mistake like next lap. So yeah, so I kind of fixed that in time for the race clinching win. So yeah, back to the track. Nurburgring Grand Prix, the Grand Prix circuits are in Germany. It's a fun track. It's the GP track, not as fun as the Nordschleife, but it's fun. Most people confuse this track with the Südschleife, which is the South Circuit. But the Südschleife was a different circuit, which was discontinued altogether. More on that, I'll do a video on that later, about like historical racetracks that really disappeared. This is the GP track on the South. So yeah, back to the race. Like until now, the race is a little boring. Like little boring as in like besides some gaps and like not too much pressure. The pressure really starts building to me at like the next lap, because I do make a few mistakes and the guy behind me leaves like no room to spare. He just goes on me. So back to the chicane. Surprisingly, I didn't crash even once on this, because I usually crash a lot in this one, but somehow I managed to not crash. And ignore the recording has been saved logo there, because for some reason my recorder just shut out on me and the graphic is just there. The guy behind me, he really starts putting pressure now, and I'm pretty sure he's running lesser fuel than me, because as the race progresses, he's just getting faster and faster, in the straight line speeds, of course, not cornering speeds. I'm decent at cornering, okay, so don't give me that crap. Back to the race. There's still some breathing space for me, and then like the place where I screw up is where I just miss-shift, and then it's just a mess. It's a downright mess. Yeah, it's probably gonna be sometime soon. Don't worry. Trust me to mess up. Yep, right here. Oh no, never mind. Oh no, not this lap then. Next lap. So this lap's gonna be another slightly boring lap. Just stay with me. The action's still there. You can see people are just crashing left and right, and I don't know how I saved that, but that was some godlike reflexes and some luck. Like that guy just spun out right in front of me, and in this view it kind of looks like he had time to spin, but when you're in the cockpit you can't see anything. And then that guy's just like, he just spins out. I'm like, oh crap. And I just brake, accelerate, turn slightly, and just get the car turned just so that I can avoid him. So here's another place where the guy behind me just pulls in a little closer, because I had to avoid the guy in front of me. This is basically public server racing in a nutshell. There's chaos everywhere, and you have to treat the car like it's made of paper mache, and the people in front of you are like miles away. You have to drive like that, maintain distance. Most people are like usually kids, and they're like they think that on pole tires you can go like qualifying speeds, which is not possible, and then they just ram into you and destroy your whole race. And then they act all righteous in the chat section and go like, oh, you crashed into me. Rant for another day. Back to the race. The race is quite interesting. Why did I choose this camera angle? Because it just showcases the car much better. There's two television camera angles. The other one shows 2 or 3 more crashes, but not my crashes, others. But I prefer this way. So yeah, back to the race. This is the second last lap, and this lap is quite intense. Like, trust me when I say this lap is really intense. Don't read the lap counter on the leaderboard, because that's just messed up. That's just wrong. This is the 5th lap, and then the next lap is the last lap. This lap is when things get interesting. Yeah, first corner again. I did not overcook it, thank God. And yeah, back to the race. And the guy in front of me just pulled off some dodgy moves, and then he tries to like ram into me or something. I don't know. He just pulls off. He just swerves left and right, and then he's probably lagging or something. I'm not sure, but whatever. At this moment, the tires are kind of worn, so I don't have as much grip as I did, and I just pushed it way too much here. Kimi Raikkonen myself, got the tail kicking around. And from second, I tried to shift here, but then the shifter kind of like messed up. So I got a clutch kick. As you can see, the rear just whipped around left and right, and then the guy just had enough time to catch up. Here's when I realized my mistake and shift down to first. Actually, I realized that in time, so that it counted. Like, if I did not realize it this lap, the guy would have probably overtaken me. And here's a good chance of him overtaking me, because this corner is a really tight one, and he's going to try to take the inside, but defensive driving for the win. Actually, the guy, I have to give him respect for that, but he's got insane driver control, because if he didn't have that, he would have rammed straight into me, locked the brakes, rammed into me. But thankfully he didn't do that, and thankfully we're still racing, and thankfully this race, I've managed to finish this race without a DNF, which is quite rare on a pub server, to be honest. So here's when we're like, there's like close racing behind him. It doesn't look too close, but when you're actually racing, it's damn close. And the stress just builds up. Like, you can't, like, the adrenaline is crazy. Like, you have to get away, but the guy behind you is going all out. As you can see, that guy is just like putting all he has into it. He's accelerating early, braking way too late. And that's all you gotta do if you want to overtake. And I am in third place, podium spot. He wants a podium. I can't catch the guys in first or second because they're just gone. First lap, they're just gone. I crashed to 12th and I'm glad I'm back to first. So yeah, back to the last turn. That guy is really hauling at this moment. He's literally hauling. And then like right now, he just gets so close to me. I was like so tense at this moment. I'm like, please don't overtake. Like look at that. He's just right on my tail. He's gonna pull out any moment, but then the braking zone arrives. And I go extreme late braking. So he can't really do anything about that. I tried to hog the inside, but I braked too late. So did he. So I got saved on that one. So this lap is like the concoction of fear, anxiety, and happiness. I'm still here, and then this guy just pushing me every corner. These kind of races are the most fun. Like either defending or attacking. Defending is more like slightly more tense, but I find it more fun because if you're attacking, you're really hopeless. You don't have the place with you. When you're defending, you have the place. So yeah, here's the corner where realization took place way too late. But now I'm setting like faster lap times. I'm setting around 2 minutes 2 seconds or 2 minutes 1 second, which isn't great. People have been qualifying 1 minute 56s and all, but whatever. It's race pace. Race pace is better, different from qualifying pace. The guy just had a moment of lockup there, which gave me like, I don't know, 2 seconds of breathing space, and then he's like right back at me. Through the Schumacher bend. I took this corner quite well, rather, I don't know. The cars are sliding left and right, no lateral grip. And that's what makes this car so fun to drive. Yeah, back to the race, and this is where, well, the saddest part of the race happened. This guy, he just goes, he brakes too late, goes in, accelerates too early. He just spins out, but sadly this replay angle doesn't cover that. You might see a speck of him in the corner, right there in the left. Yeah, that was him. He just crashed and went like, he oversteered and crashed, and well, this was like home stretch for me, straight into victory. Not victory, third place, podium. Hey, podium's great. The guys in front of me are laps, they're not first and second. So yeah, now you'll see a fine example of human stupidity. The guy just brake checks me for no reason. I have to overtake him through the grass. And his buddy just like crashes to the right of the screen right now, but I don't really care. Race over. We came third. I'm quite proud of this race, to be honest, because usually I just give up in these races out of like sheer anger at the stupidity of some of the people, and then I just stop here and we just like, I stopped and I'm like I was literally sweating. Sim racing is so fun. It's you're not really driving a real car, you don't have the danger, but it's fun. It's really fun. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Nishant. If you want more races like these, let me know down in the comments below, and if you like the video, drop a like. If you're new and if you want to watch my regular uploads, subscribe, and most importantly, share. I want my content to reach more people, more car enthusiasts who can watch my content and take something away from it, or they generally like to watch it. So, and my viewership can grow, because making a view for only like 30-40 people doesn't like equate to the effort that I put into it. So thanks, guys. And another example of human stupidity, a guy just crashes into me and then I just go spinning out. But yeah, that's been me. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, guys.